so when I wanted to do this game, one of the biggest things I wanted to prototype is the mechanic of getting caught by the police. And with this debug prototype that I've made, I think I've done a good job in getting it to work. So what I have is that there's a countdown that starts with the police officer, which is this cube. Every 6 seconds, it will switch direction, and ultimately, every six, and once it hits zero, it returns to its normal area. So I've got the repeating command that I can easily change if I just go on my program, add window. There we go. So of course we show here that this switch direction code is great to show that it starts off with keeping a current time at 0, and then the starting time will always be at 12. And when the game starts, it will change the current time to a starting time. And every time it updates, it will be removing one of the current time based on actual timing it by actual real life time, so it will go down pretty smoothly. And then underneath that is different ifs, so that if the timer is like above 6 for F, which is above 6 seconds of the 12, and is below or equal to 12, it will stay in its original position of 2 and 5 in its X and Y scale, meaning it will be facing to the right. After that is the else, is that if it reaches below the 6 seconds but is still above 0.5, it will also then change to the other direction. And the reason why I didn't do a -5 was because it would also change the box collision of the cone. Is if I can show the cone. Previously, I had it so that I had it when it was like -5. It would then change the cone after 6 seconds. And that is not what I wanted. So that is why I've fixed it by just removing the 5, and that problem doesn't exist. Um, so after that was, of course, getting the cone to work, which is where this comes in. So I have simplified just a on trigger enter 2D that will be based on if anything that's got a trigger, that's a 2D object, of course. If anything that has a trigger connects with this trigger, then it would do what I ask it to debug collide for now. But I've also changed it so that if it collides with a specific object, that is why in the game you can see a cube falling, and it won't debug collided unless if when it rotates, unless if it hits with the player. Now, what I'll be doing next time is, of course, I'll be sorting out a system so that when the player gets a hit, it will actually do something besides, of course, debugging. But the other thing I want to work on is a hiding mechanic so that it removes the specific object. I believe I already have an idea of what I might need to do for this. If I just get rid of this window, the idea I have is that I will create a specific box trigger inside of the box spot hierarchy, and it will have the trigger for the collision. I will I will also change the program so that it doesn't connect with the tag of player, but it will connect with a specific tag that I make in the list, so that um, whenever it comes to programming the hiding mechanic, I can just change it so that once you've pressed E to hide, it will just remove. It will hide the the collision. So, like, let's say if I were to do a ground check, let's say if that's the collision, if I press E, it would just hide it, so that the collision trigger wouldn't work. making sure that you can actually not get caught and die. So I've already got a pretty nice idea of what to do for that, and the next time I do a video of this, I will be recording the work I've done for the hiding mechanic and see if that works. And then I will bring a nice little test demo of a level so that I can get feedback on how fun the idea is. And from there, if it's a fun idea, then I'll make a level out of it. And if it's not so fun, I'll probably also be working on the actual enemies of the game mechanics as well, just to add into the level if the level seems too boring at first. But anyways, that's all for today, and I've done quite a bit of progress. Of course, the box that's used here is from an older project. I might rework some of the animations because, of course, well, his jump animation isn't the best thing right now. So I will be working on this design a bit more in the future. And of course, the other thing is these will actually have pixel art designs instead of it just being a plain box. So that's basically my plan so far.